Don't lose focus. Each of you can move faster. And no matter what you're doing, just remember where you started from. Don't forget who you were before UA. Always keep in mind why you're sweating, and why your limits keep getting tested. That's what it means to improve.
I owe you a drink for this one.
Okay, let's see. Midoriya's house is close by, isn't it? Prepare for intensive training. In addition, you should think about how you can improve your costumes. Especially now that you have a better understanding of your quirks. I expect each of you to go plus ultra. Do you have it in you?
Yes, sir!
If you can pass this test and get your provisional licenses, then you novice eggs will hatch into chicks. You'll be semi-pros. I expect your best.
All right! I can't wait to be a heroic chicken!
Let's call out the usual, you guys! On my mark, go plus ultra!
Wait, is that...
Now you get it. This is the moment when the special class really begins. Today's training is not what you expected it to be. I'm interested to see how you deal with this development.
The villain was... killed?
Now that you have your provisional licenses, you can assist in real ways for longer periods of time. Until now, there haven't been many first years who've received their licenses. With the increased activity of villains, we're currently exploring the idea that you can participate in work studies as well. You're not gonna fight? You must be interested in taking the top spot yourself.
I didn't even get my provisional license, though.
Well, he's certainly calmed down. And that's it. We should also go over Class B's quirks.
Excuse us.
Yes? What is it?
Sorry to interrupt. We were wondering about the form we turned in a few days ago, about the pool?
Oh. The school has granted you permission. You're allowed to use the pool until 5 p.m.
Thanks!
You won't regret this, sir.
You said you wanted to use the pool for endurance training, correct? Make the time count.
Right!
Don't be embarrassed! That's so like you! Please date me.
Shut up.
But really, you know what's about to happen down there. And yet, you didn't mention a thing to your class.
This isn't much of a rest area.
No. And where's Class B?
You don't really think we stopped here just so you could stretch your legs, do you?
Please, sir, the toilet.
Hey, Racer.
Long time no see. You have much to improve here.
Right! Yes, sir!
Uraraka, Aoyama, the same goes for you. Your team didn't fail, but you were very close. I'd say you passed the proverbial finish line by only a hair.
That bad? You expecting too much from us?
Even for a pro, this would be difficult. They're going a little far, I'd say.
Now, how will you react? Will you fight or protect? Help or run away? What would a hero do?
So Vlad, why don't we start with practice maneuvers?
I was thinking the same thing. Perhaps we should pair them up.
Everyone!
It's Mandalay's telepath.
So weird, right? It's giving me chills.
It is sort of annoying that it only works in one direction, though.
Stop talking.
2 villains attacked us. It's possible there are more coming. Everyone return to camp immediately. We're regrouping. Do not engage any enemies.
He's good. I won't be able to take much more of this. That's exactly the performance I'd expect out of a UA teacher. Tell me, hero. You worried for your students?
The fire that he shot earlier wasn't his quirk?
Eraser, what's it like out there?
Hard to say. I left to direct our defense, but I ended up taking care of Koda. Look after him while I go back to the front line. I'm counting on you to keep defending this place.
Since the beginning of the year, UA students have had 4 encounters with villains. This time there were students who were gravely injured. How did you explain this to their families? And what are some of the specific steps you're taking to ensure their safety in the future?
The media should know what UA's basic position is since they didn't cancel the sports festival. They just want him to look bad.
You know, I thought the parents would come down on us a lot harder. I suppose I owe you a drink.
No thanks. I can't drink.
Besides, it's not a contest. Plus, the next family probably won't be so easy.
I wonder if you can save them in the end. See you soon.
What's that? Did he just melt?
Everyone get inside, I'll be back.
I was afraid you wouldn't be allowed. The people at the press conference seemed pretty upset with you guys.
Yeah.
I was surprised as well, but circumstances have changed. I suspect it was easier for administration to let the teachers return instead of revamping the entire faculty. That's true. Very few first years in the country try for a provisional license. In other words, the test will be made up of students who've trained longer than you, and with quirks you don't know about, ones that are powerful. The actual content of the exam is a mystery, but you can expect that you're going to have a rough time. Try not to get hung up about that, but keep it in mind. Now then, I'll explain how your dorm assignments will work shortly. First, however, we haven't forgotten about the provisional hero licenses you were supposed to get during the training camp.
Oh yeah, that's what we were there for.
So much has happened, it totally slipped my mind.
This may sound abstract, but we'll explain more as the day goes on. For now, change into your costumes and meet in Gym Gamma. Gym Gamma, also known at the Academy as the Training Dining Land, or TDL.
Huh? First the USJ and now this?
All right.
At UA, you look further ahead than other schools. That's a pretty condescending thing to say, Eraser. Do you have any idea how many kids in this world want to be heroes? Strength of will is far more important than going to a famous school or having renown. When you think you're the stars and look down on others, you reveal your weaknesses. That's how you fail.
What is the advantage of having ultimate moves for our provisional exams? May we know your reasoning?
That's 2 questions. Calm down. They're not leaders or the most popular, and the 2 of them don't get along at all. Sometimes they seem like polar opposites. However, before I knew it, their passion had spread to the rest of their peers. It's strange, but every time there's some kind of major event, one of them is at the center of it.
Mister, is he gonna be okay? I sort of punched him before. And still, he got beat to a pulp just so he could protect me. I never apologized or even thanked him. Please tell me he's not gonna get hurt more, right?
Getting kind of nervous. I wonder what they're gonna make us do. What if I can't get my license?
Minetta, don't ask if you can. Say you will.
Right, sure. I've so got this.
This should be obvious, but villains commit many different types of crime. U6 will be dispatched to a scene and will need to determine what happened there. Whether or not a villain was actually at fault. Whether or not you should fight. We will be judging your ability to assess the situation as well as how well you defuse it. These are your dorm assignments. The belongings you sent ahead have already been placed in your new rooms, so spend the day unpacking and getting settled. I'll tell you more about your next few lessons tomorrow. For now, get to work.
Yes, Mr. Aizawa.
And then?
You fought the night you finished the preliminary hero licensing exam? I'm glad to see that you two have so much energy.
Aizawa, wait! Hold up with those restraints! It's my fault that they sparred in the first place.
To put it simply, it's work outside of class. Like the internships you did at pro-hero agencies before, only closer to the real thing.
Huh, I never heard about these. Wait, then why do we work so hard at the Sports Fest?
You want to fight us? What, like, now?
Well, if you want them to experience our experience, this is a pretty rational way of doing it then. Right, Eraserhead? Rational.
Do whatever you want. Your fault? And how is that?
It seems young Bakugo has been feeling like he was responsible for my retirement. He had to face the licensing exam with those pent-up emotions, and then his inferiority complex exploded, and this happened. It's all because I didn't realize I was being negligent. This whole fight was brought about because of the failure of his teacher.
Shut it, you clown!
Yeah,
Mind
you're
your
the one
own
who needs to
business!
butt out! Oh, don't you even think about using your quirk, Kotsky!
Jeez. Some family dynamic.
So, you're saying you give us your consent?
Oh, the dorm? Actually, we're grateful.
You were all under the assumption that the villain was a corpse, so you didn't tie him up. And that's why you all fail.
Is that even allowed?
Didn't you realize that All Might gave you a hint about the truth? He tried to help you when Asui tickled his nose. He reacted, didn't he? You thought it was a mistake, but he was alive. That's it for your special class. You're dismissed.
It's where I went wrong. It's so obvious that I didn't even realize it. If I'm worried about my arms, then I'll use my legs.
Most of the students who compete in the provisional exam have pretty equal footing. Except for one school. UA comes in at a severe disadvantage. Because the top school sports festival is broadcast across the country, showing off not just your students' quirks, but their weaknesses and fighting styles too. Kinda funny, isn't it?
戻らないと言って目指した